Hi kindergarten friends, welcome to another Friday and another week of at-home learning. I'm so proud of you for working so hard and being so dedicated in your at-home learning. I know that sometimes it's not as fun as being at school and being with all of our friends and doing all the fun things and having access to all the fun things that we have at school, and I miss getting to see you there too. But I'm proud of you for sticking with it and doing your best with your at-home learning. All right, shout outs. Afternoon, friends. Hi, Vanessa. Hello, Ellie. And hello, Talon. I hope you're all doing well. All right, morning, friends. We have got a shout out for Liam today, a shout out for Isaac, a shout out for Landon Anderson, and a shout out for Josh. Hello to all of you today. All right, we have been talking about being kind and all the different ways we can be kind. We can be kind to others and we can be kind to ourselves. Today I've got a story about a little boy and he doesn't have everything that his friends have, and he really wants a new pair of shoes. But let's see what happens if he gets them or if he doesn't get them. So this book is called Those Shoes, and you can see right here, these are the shoes that he wants, and he's not wearing those kind of shoes, but everybody else is wearing them. And it is written by Maribeth Boltz and illustrated by Noah Jones. I have dreams about those shoes, black high tops and 2 white stripes. You see right here on this picture, it's like a big billboard. It says, buy these shoes. Has there ever been anything that you wanted really bad? Well, that's how he feels about these shoes. Grandma, I want them. There's no room for want around here. Just need, Grandma says. And what you need are new boots for winter. Brandon T comes to school in those shoes. He says that he's the fastest runner now, not me. But I was always the fastest before those shoes came along. Nate comes to school in those shoes now. Antonio and I count how many times Nate goes to the bathroom. 7 times in one day, just so he can walk up and down the hall really slow in those shoes. Next, Alan, Jacoby, and Terrence each get a pair of those shoes. Then one day in the middle of kickball, one of my shoes comes apart. Looks like you could use a new pair of shoes, Jeremy, says Mr. Alfie. He brings out a box of shoes and other stuff he has for kids who might need things. He helps me find the only shoes that are my size, Velcro, like the ones my little cousin Marshall wears. They even have an animal on them from a cartoon that I don't think any kid ever watched. When I look back at the classroom, Alan Jacoby takes one look at my Mr. Alfie shoes and laughs. And so do Terrence and Brandon and everyone else. The only kid not laughing at me is Antonio Parker. At home, Grandma says, "How kind of Mr. Alfie." I nod and I turn my back. I'm not going to cry about these dumb shoes. But when I'm writing my spelling words later, every word looks just like the word shoes. And my pencil grip is so tight, I think I might break my pencil. On Saturday, Grandma says, let's check out those shoes you're wanting so much. I have a little bit of special money I saved. Might be enough. You never know. At the shoe store, Grandma turns those shoes over so she can check the price. When she sees it, she sits down heavy like, maybe they wrote it down wrong, I say. Grandma just shakes her head. Then I remember about thrift shops. What if there was a rich kid that outgrew his shoes or got 2 pairs at Christmas and had to give one of them away? So we ride the bus downtown. Black cowboy boots, pink slippers, sandals, high heels, and every kind of shoes except the ones I want. We ride the bus to the second shop. Not a pair of those shoes in sight. Around the corner is a third thrift shop. I see something in the window. He wants those shoes really bad, and he and Grandma are trying to find them. Black shoes with 2 white stripes, high tops, perfect shape, $2.50. Those shoes. Look, he found the ones he was wanting. My heart is pounding so hard, I take off my shoes and I hitch up my baggy socks. How exciting, says Grandma. What size are they? I shove my foot into the first shoe. I curl my toes really tight to get my heel in. I don't know, but I think they fit, I say. Grandma kneels on the floor and she feels my toes at the end of the shoe. Oh, Jeremy, she says, I can't spend good money on these shoes. They don't fit. I'll pull the other shoe on and I'll try to walk around, I say. They're okay, I say, holding my breath and praying that my toes will not fall off right then and there. But my toes don't fall off, and I buy them anyway with my own money. I squeeze them on and I limp all the way to the bus stop. At home a few days later, Grandma puts a new pair of snow boots in my closet and doesn't say a word about me stuffing my 2 big feet into those 2 small shoes. Sometimes shoes stretch, I say, and Grandma just gives me a hug. I check every day, but those shoes don't stretch. I have to wear my Mr. Alfie shoes to school instead. One day during math, I glance at Antonio's shoes. One of them is taped up and his feet look much smaller than mine. After school, I head to the park to think. Antonio is there. He's the only kid who didn't laugh at my Mr. Alfie shoes. Sounds like Antonio is a pretty kind friend. We shoot baskets. A loose piece of tape on Antonio's shoes smacks the concrete every time he jumps. I think, I'm not going to do it. We leap up the swings. I'm not going to do it. We race from one end of the playground to the other. I'm not going to do it, I say. Do what? Says Antonio, breathing really hard. Grandma calls me for supper and invites Antonio over too. After supper, he spies my shoes. How come you don't wear them? Antonio says. I shrug. My hands are all sweaty, and I can feel him wishing that those shoes were his shoes. That night, I'm awake for a long time thinking about Antonio. When the morning comes, I try my shoes on one more time. Before I can change my mind, the shoes are in my coat, and snow is beginning to fall as I run across the street to Antonio's apartment. I put the shoes on his front doorstep. I push the doorbell and run. At school, Antonio is smiling big in his brand new shoes. I feel happy when I look at his face and mad when I look at my Mr. Alfie shoes. But later, when it's time for recess, something happens. Everywhere there is snow. Leave your shoes in the hall and change into your boots, the teacher announces. Leave your shoes in the hall? It's then that I remember what I have in my backpack. New boots, new black boots that no kid has ever worn before. Standing in line to go to recess, Antonio leans forward and says, thanks. I smile and give him a nudge. Let's race, he says. So Jeremy found out that even though he finally got those shoes that he really wanted, he got them even though they were too small, that it was better to do a kind thing for one of his friends than to try to wear the too small shoes. It's always good to try to be kind to others, especially when they don't have as much as we do, or especially if they're a little bit different. Let's look at our work today. All right, today's Friday, and we are going to count again to 100 by 10s. And you're going to watch another Jack Hartmann video, and he's got a counting to 10 workout. And then you are going to do the counting by 10s farm worksheet. So you're going to put the numbers in order by the right, starting with 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80, 90, and there's 100, and you're going to glue them right up here in order. I'm so glad to get to visit with you today. I hope you have a super weekend, and I will see you on Monday for some more at-home learning. Bye-bye.